Hey everybody,
Hi everyone,
my name is Serge and this is my wife.
my name is Claude.
A few years ago, I went to the doctor and the doctor told me that I have high blood pressure. My blood pressure was very high. Now, I knew that I was developing high blood pressure because I have a family history of it, and for the past 10, 15 years that I've been checking it, um, my blood pressure has been consistently high. So when the doctor told me that 4 years ago he wanted to start me on medication, but I told the doctor, you know what, I can take care of it. And you think that I did anything about it? No, I didn't. So 2 years later, I went back to the doctor, and my blood pressure was high again. So he really talked to me about putting me on medication. And I told the doctor, you know what, I got this, I can handle it. But this time, I decided to do something about it. So 2 years ago, I watched a seminar and that taught me about how to take care of my blood pressure. And I use my secret weapon to fight high blood pressure is right here. So for the past 2 years, my blood pressure has been under control. So today, we're going to discuss high blood pressure, and I will share with you some secret to take care of your blood pressure. Can you tell us a little bit about the anatomy and physiology of the heart and the blood vessel?
So, we know the function of the heart. So, most likely a little bit bigger than the fist organ in your chest, and it supplies the blood to the rest of the body, and it supplies blood to itself. So that's the main function of the heart. The heart and the vessels is called the cardiovascular system. And when it's affected, we call that high blood pressure, hypertension. So what is hypertension?
Basically, we have the blood going through the whole body using the arteries, the capillaries, and the veins, okay, to bring the blood back to the heart. So these blood carry nutrients to all the cells in our body. So when this heart cannot pump effectively blood to the whole body, that becomes an issue. And there are different diseases that can cause the heart not to be able to function properly or the blood to circulate properly throughout the body. And high blood pressure is one of them.
So let's give you a little scenario. So picture this as the blood vessels in your body. You know, when you're young or healthy, the blood vessels are very flexible. You know, there's no obstruction inside of it. So as you get older, as we harm our body with what we eat, etc., our blood vessels become a little stiffer. As you can see, this can't be bent. And what causes it to be stiff? Inflammation, plaques. Plaques are like a buildup of cholesterol inside of the lumen, you know, the whole of the vessel. So now your heart is working against a stiffer vessel, a tighter vessel, a vessel that's partially blocked or blocked, and so the pressure that the heart have to pump is higher because it has to go through a tinier and tighter hole. So that's what hypertension is.
So We are now in our bathroom. We have the kids. The kids are always there. They always want to be on the show, so we created a little part for them today. So as we are explaining the heart and the blood vessels, the heart is like this bottle that has blood in it, and when I pump this, the water is gonna go through the tube, which is one of the kids' toys, but that is like represent the arteries, and the blood is gonna go all the way to the tube, and it's gonna come through these little ones, basically, that are like the capillaries, and from there it's gonna go through all the parts of the body. You know, the brain, the arms, the legs. That's how the blood basically circulates all throughout the body. So when the heart pump, you got everywhere. You got water. You got blood going everywhere. So every time you pump, it just go everywhere. And all the cells basically carry the blood all over the body. So if there's an issue and there's a blockage somewhere in one of the arteries or the capillaries, then the blood can't go to the area, and all kind of disease can happen, all kind of incident can happen. That's right. Such as stroke, heart attack. All these things, they are caused by blockage in these capillaries. So that's it for the fun. Let's get back to the rest of the video. And do we have any signs and symptoms that let us know that we have high blood pressure?
Majority of it, a lot of us don't know that we're walking around with high blood pressure. So it's really, a lot of people, if you don't check on a regular basis or have annual visits with your doctor, we tend not to know. So it's high blood pressure tend to be a silent killer.
Mm-hmm. And that's the name of it, right? Yeah. Silent killer. So you can have a silent killer right inside of you. All right. So so there's not really any signs, and yet the statistics are crazy. So what are the numbers? What numbers do we have today?
Numbers we have today, we have about 85 million Americans that are affected with hypertension. That means 1 in 3 adults suffer from that disease that are age over 20.
Yeah. And the worst part of it is that 1 in 6 adults don't even know that they have it. So you may be watching this and then say, okay, that's a video on high blood pressure, that's not my problem.
Check.
Yeah, because until you check, you don't know whether you have it or not. So,
and just to let you know, one-time check does not diagnose you with high blood pressure. It's 2 times in 2 different settings, 2 different time basically. That's when you would be diagnosed with hypertension. Yeah.
And this is important because really your blood pressure fluctuates. All right, that's part of normal life. It goes up and down in a normal basis. That's when it stays high. That's when you start talking about having high blood pressure.
So let's talk about the numbers, right? Yeah. So a normal blood pressure when you check at home or you're with your doctor, or a normal number that you should have, it would be, it's recommended to have the top number 120 and the lower number 80 to 70. You know, that's a normal number.
And the ideal really would be between 110 to 120 for the higher number and 70 to 80 for the lower one. So try to stay within that bracket.
There's this stages of hypertension, right? So we gave you the normal number to expect. So pre-hypertension, the parameters are
between the high number should be between 120 to 139, and the lower number between 80 to 89. I was way past that.
And there's stages, right? There's stage one. We have it's
140 to 159 for the higher number, and 90 to 99 for the lower number.
and so now stage two parameters are
Between 160 or higher, basically, for the top number. Above 160, you are basically stage 2. And above 100 for the lower number, you are stage 2. And the worst case scenario is
hypertensive crisis. You know, you're living your life, you don't know what's going on, all of a sudden you start having chest pain, you start having severe headache, blurry vision, and you go to the ER or whatever, you go to your doctor, and the numbers they check is
for the higher number, the systolic number is higher than 180, and the diastolic number, that is the lower number, is higher than 110.
So if you're at home, you see those numbers, you need medical help.
Yes. Please pick up the phone, call your doctor, and he can direct you on what you need to do next. So, what are the main causes of hypertension?
So the main causes, a lot of them are just lifestyle, you know, eating, drinking, smoking. You want to break it down?
Yeah, so just like we said, this disease is one of the diseases that they characterize as a lifestyle disease, all right, related to the way that you are living. And like we said, that eating a proper diet, if you're not eating right, then that will affect you because you got increased, many of the food that we eat are high in salt.
Yeah.
And salt
greasy, cholesterol,
exactly.
All these things cause inflammation that we spoke about.
Cause plaques into the arteries, clog them, all right? So what you are eating matters. Okay? Also, we talk about lack of exercise. You're not exercising, you're not moving. When you're not moving, that affect your blood vessels, because when you're moving, movement improves circulation in the body, so your blood vessels become stronger and blood flows better when you're active. When you're not active, your blood also is not flowing very well throughout your body.
You gotta keep in mind also that better circulation. That means the toxins that your body produces naturally are cleared. So when you exercise, this is a way to increase oxygen to your organs, increase oxygen to your heart, in the blood vessels, and removes toxin at the same time. It prevents any buildups.
And that's been also that if you're not exercising, you're not eating right, we know the consequence is going to be like being overweight. You start becoming overweight, obesity, and all these things. They are also causes of high blood pressure. Most obese people actually have high blood pressure. Right? And what else? We have stress. What can you tell us about stress?
When someone's under stress, there's a lot of hormones that our body produces to help us get away from the stress. So, but when you're, again, short amount of stress is okay. But when you're in a long-term stress, your body is being affected by those hormones that increases your heart rate, that increases the pressure in the vessels, and then that's the issue. Stress kills.
Yeah. And also, there's a little bit of genetic also involved. If you have a family history of high blood pressure, that puts you at risk of high blood pressure as well. And as we are going older, also, people tend to develop high blood pressure. What are the consequences? What can high blood pressure lead us to?
We spoke, heart attacks, all right, because the the blood vessels that feeds the heart itself clogs up. There's a clog, and then there's a part of that muscle in your heart is not being fed, so therefore your heart tends to that's what heart attack is. The same thing for stroke. Your brain very, very sensitive to the pressure. So when you have the clogging of the brain, that's what strokes is, because part of the brain is not being fed with oxygen and circulation.
And also that can cause you you can have kidney disease because the blood has to go to the kidneys, right? So to be filtered, to be clean. To be clean. So if the blood is not circulating well, then that's going to affect the kidneys as well. And that does affect your sexual function also. So many people who have issues with sexuality, it can be caused by high blood pressure. So you see that the blood is going to other parts of the body. So when there's an issue with the circulation of the blood, that affects every system in your body. So this is why this is so important. This is why they call it the silent killer. They didn't call it the silent disease. They didn't call it the silent friend. They call it silent killer.
Because it does kill.
Yeah.
You may not expect it. You may find it later on when you're in the hypertension crisis. So we want to catch it. Regular doctor's visit, at home, check your blood pressure, more likely in the morning time just to get a better reading. What else?
Did you show them this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I think that's where we're going to stop today. Because the next video we're going to talk about the natural ways you can manage your blood pressure. And I'll tell you about our secret remedy right here.
So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. We're going to share with you how to keep healthy, stay healthy, preventing diseases.
All right. Take care.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. God bless.
One more thing that we want to add, for next week's video, we will be talking about natural remedies for high blood pressure. But also, we want to make it special and take the time to answer your questions. So if you have any questions about high blood pressure, post it, write it down under our videos on YouTube. All right, YouTube well-being makes sense. Well-being, well-being makes sense. Post it in the comments under the video. Questions about high blood pressure, about your prescription medication, as well as natural remedies. You can post it there. And in our next video, the one where we are talking about natural remedies, we will address these questions.
Well-being makes sense on the show. D.A.
See you next week.